Happy Valentine's Day. Hello. I am Ginkgo the silver fox, the kitsune with the silver fur and the golden heart. And on this very special day, I just want to share some thoughts. I have prepared a number of topics that I wish to talk about, and just want to spread some positivity today on this very special day. Hello, Neo. Welcome. Glad you could join. Thank you for the hearts. So, yeah, this is gonna be somewhat of a podcast style, I suppose. I will simply talk about the things that I have prepared, but of course, if anyone wants to add their thoughts in chat or contribute in any way, you are more than welcome. Or if you just want to listen in, that's also perfectly fine. I do plan to upload this to YouTube immediately once it's done. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. First thing I wanna preface is that this is my opinion, my thoughts. Don't mean to invalidate any other opinions or any other points of view. But yeah, I want to say that no matter how you celebrate this day or what you celebrate today, actually, whether you spend it with a certain special someone, whether you spend it with your family, your friends, or even just alone at home, consuming your favorite kind of media, it is all perfectly valid. You should not feel bad for not doing it the way the majority do it, or for example, if you're single, you should not feel bad seeing all these couples being happy. If you're a couple, you should not feel pressured about doing a certain something, or, worry about having that perfect date, that perfect dinner. This is all coming from a guy who has spent his Valentine's days in numerous different ways. Thank you for the energy, Revenge. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Glad you could make it. So yeah, as I was saying, this is coming from a guy who has spent Valentine's Day in the past with that special someone, spent it single, spent it in, let's just say, in a group setting, in a roleplay session on virtual reality. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, the main point is hopefully I can comfort you on this day. Hopefully I can inspire you, maybe help you see things in a new light. My goal is not to provide a dating or boyfriend experience, that's not my style, but I still wish to give you company, some advice maybe that can be helpful, and yeah. Fun fact, I was actually planning to debut last year during Valentine's Day, but things got delayed with the preparations, artwork and such, and that is why I in the end debuted in April. But that's okay. Interestingly enough, just before the stream, I got a message from my model artist who just now started working on my model, so with any luck, my fully custom Live 2D avatar will be ready for April, for my 1 year anniversary. So that's just a bit of a side tangent, some personal news that I wanted to share. Yeah, absolutely, it's very exciting. Let me just sip on some tea. I apologize if my voice will sound a bit raspy, a bit off, or if I have to mute because I start coughing. I'm not 100% still, but I shall do my best. I promise you that. Alright. Now, what should I start with? I suppose I should... Because I like gathering knowledge, I like sharing knowledge, learning new things, broadening my horizons, exploring new cultures. In the recent years, I have learned that in Finland, for example, they don't celebrate Valentine's Day today. They celebrate Friendship Day, so they want to focus more on, I guess, the love you feel for your friends instead of love. Also, Japan has also adopted Valentine's Day, however, they split the holiday into two. There is Valentine's Day today, and exactly 1 month from now, March 14th, it's called White Day, and on Valentine's Day, it's the women who give presents to the men, mostly chocolate, and on White Day, men return the favor by providing different gifts. I believe usually for those who gave them presents on Valentine's Day. Although I heard recently from a Japanese person that the tradition is kind of fading away, and I also read about some kind of controversy regarding the Valentine's Day in Japan, but I'll get into that topic later. I myself, currently single person, choose to focus rather than on the feeling of, me being alone while my friends are married or have significant others on this day. I choose not to focus on the romantic love, the type of love you feel for that special someone, but rather the universal love, the love you should feel for every human being, the love you feel for friends, for family, the love for knowledge, the love for art, the love for generally nice things. And that would be, I guess, a good segue to look up the types of love on the internet and nerd out a bit about it, because I don't think it would be a Ginkgo stream if you wouldn't be excuse me, if I wouldn't be sharing some kind of knowledge. So let's see. Very curious. This is actually okay. I think I'm just gonna read it out loud. I found some kind of article. It's on a Cosmopolitan website. I believe Cosmopolitan is a well-known magazine. I haven't read it myself, but yeah, let's dive into it. The article claims there are 8 total types of love, and this is based on the teachings of the ancient Greeks. The first one is eros, or if you want to translate it or get its meaning, sexual passion. Eros is the word for romantic, passionate love, suitably named after the Greek god of love and desire, Eros, who is the equivalent of Cupid in Roman mythology. Eros is a fiery, intense form of love which arouses sexual and romantic feelings. Explains the COSRT accredited psychosexual and relationship therapist Kate McKenzie. With Eros love, people let go of their boundaries and get very physically and emotionally involved. This can be a time when people can't get enough of being with their partner or lover, she adds. However, it's for these reasons that Eros was thought to be a dangerous type of love by ancient Greeks, because of how it made people lose control. True, they say people do crazy things for love. Eros love doesn't necessarily need to be long-lasting. It's a very physical form of love, and it might just last between 6 months or 2 years depending on the relationship, explains Kate. For some people, this intense attraction might burn out and cause the relationship to end, or it may transform into a deeper or different type of love. And this actually leads to the second type, philia. I will actually link the article here in chat for those who may want to follow along. I realize that with my accent you may not understand some of the words, and there are some scientific words in here. Philia, deep friendship. Philia represents love between friends, which can be just as important as romantic love. Philia can mean love between equals, love connected with the mind, and love between people who have shared hard times. This comes from the Greek philosopher Plato, hence the idea of platonic friendship. Plato's idea of platonic love came from his belief that physical attraction wasn't a necessary part of love, and anyone who's experienced philia will know that friendship love can still be very powerful. Third type, ludus, playful love. I'm pretty sure this is where the word lewd comes from. It is spelled L-U-D-U-S though. Ludus is a playful and affectionate type of love, says Kate, the doctor who wrote this. This might mean the love and excitement you feel when you have a crush on someone or when you're first getting to know them. Ludus can mean flirting and teasing in the early stages of a relationship, Kate explains, but it also can refer to the playful affection between friends or between children. The fourth type, agape, love for everyone. I think this would be my favorite. You might have come across this one if you studied RS at school, as it's a concept in Christianity too, referring to selfless, unconditional love for others and love between God and humans. Agape is a spiritual kind of love, involving enormous empathy. This kind of love means that we accept, forgive, and trust others, Kate explains. Plus, the concept of charity and sacrifice within agape can be thought of as the highest form of love, particularly in Christianity. Just want to add to this, love, compassion, forgiveness, I don't believe should be restricted or characterized only by Christians or religion, but I think it's important to have it all around. Fifth type of love, pragma, long-standing love. Pragma means long-lasting love. It's a love that has endured and matured over time and has meaning, says Kate. This kind of love often involves compromises from both people in the relationship, as well as patience and tolerance. That's very difficult these days, especially with all the craziness around us. Patience and tolerance can be difficult to maintain. And the focus is more on staying in love rather than just falling in love. Pragma is the result of action on both sides of the relationship. It involves people who make agreements and stick to them, and who put the relationship first, Kate explains. I believe this is where pragmatic or practical comes from. And it's true that you often hear people say that you need to make compromises in a relationship if you want to make things work. It involves effort from both sides, don't you think? The sixth type of love. I probably won't be able to pronounce this correctly, but I will try my best. Philautia, love of the self. Very important and often one that is lacking the most in some people, including myself, I admit. You might think that our modern idea of self-love is a pretty new thing, but it was actually a concept way back in time of the ancient Greeks. Philautia refers to self-love or self-compassion, and the Greeks thought that loving yourself meant you had a wider capacity to love others, something we could all still learn from today when it comes to self-care. In fact, Aristotle is thought to have said, "All friendly feelings for others are an extension of a man's feelings for himself." However, the Greeks knew that there was a negative type of self-love too, in the form of self-obsessed narcissism. But it's possible to healthily love yourself without being narcissistic. I agree. You can absolutely love yourself to a point where you take care of yourself, you want to project that love and share it with others and not be self-obsessed and think you are superior or deserve and you're entitled to all kinds of things. No. You can have self-love without being narcissistic, so do not be afraid to love yourself. The seventh type of love, storge, maybe storge, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, family love. Storge refers to love between family members, like the love found between parents and children, between siblings, or between old friends and feel like family, Kate explains. It builds a feeling of safety, security, and support for one another, as well as the joy that comes from having shared memories, she adds. As well as the love between family members, storge can also describe a feeling of patriotism or allegiance, whether it's to your country or even to a sports team, for example. Very interesting. Never thought about family love in this way, but it's true. There is, I believe, more to being a family than being related by blood, right? I never had any siblings, but I can feel brotherly love to close friends. And the Fast and Furious movies just really shove down the concept of family down your throat with the main group. But Yeah, there's more to being a family than being related by blood, for sure. And I suppose patriotism, the love for your nation, your country, although some people hate the country they are currently live in, but I don't think that's a good mentality to have. And sports team, of course. Love for the people that you are rooting for, the people you want to see succeed, the people who entertain you. Absolutely. You can see this falling onto family love. And last but not least, we have the 8th type of love. Mania, obsessive love. This can sound kind of dangerous, but let's see what the scientists say about this. Mania can be a jealous and obsessive kind of love, Kate explains. It often involves feelings of codependency, or the feeling that another person will heal and complete you, she adds. However, we would now consider these behaviors to be the symptoms of unhealthy or a toxic relationship, rather than being a positive kind of love. That's all it says here about it. This is kind of up to debate of how healthy mania, obsessive love can be. I mean, when you really truly love someone or something and you feel like you absolutely depend on them, you feel like you need them, you want them as much in your life as possible. I don't think it's necessarily a sign of an unhealthy or toxic relationship, but there's the saying, moderation in everything. So I believe having a little bit of, fear of not being someone, losing someone, or thinking about too much of someone is okay, as long as you can somehow temper it. Like, you don't let it interfere with the other kind of love you feel, or you don't let it ruin the relationship. Yeah, some of these, I knew there were different kinds of love based on the Greek philosophies, but I never actually looked into them, so I learned this with you guys today. Very interesting, and I'm sure there are many articles and maybe even entire books about these topics. Heck, one article only lists 7 types. Interesting. Let me dive into this one, which says 11 different types of love. Yeah, there's all sorts of theories. This, I believe, is not based on the ancient Greek philosophy. In fact, it doesn't have any Greek names. It says there is infatuation, there is empty love. They don't make emotional intimacy or passion a priority, okay. Self-love, okay, we have seen this before. Selfless love, agape, yes, we have seen this in the other article too. Romantic love, eros, of course. Playful love, ludus, yes. Affectionate love, philia, so I think the first 2 were the original ones so far. Familial love, storge. Long-lasting love, pragma, yes. Obsessive love, mania. The compassionate love. Let me read about compassionate love some more. I want to read of these new types. Yeah, interesting, but then again, just like with any other theory or science, there can be different takes and different kinds of theories and viewpoints, and depending on the author, it can be a large number of them. Let's see, compassionate love. Compassionate love refers to calm love shared between two people. A form of love is usually durable, is gradual to develop into fuller terms, and involves mutual dependence. The shared feelings of love, intimacy, and commitment include minimal passion that can sustain long-term bonds. Since it requires time to fully shape, this type of love can be felt between extremely close friends or couples who have been with each other for a long time. Here are some indications that direct and compassionate love. You feel like yourself in their company. The slow development of love makes the two more close and transparent with each other. You deeply care about one another and love spending time together. You are committed to your other half and are there for each other at all times. Love works in combinations. Different types of love can come together to build exciting experiences that leave a lasting impression. In many connections and interactions, you can feel different kinds of love at the same time. True, one type of love doesn't exclude the other. While love doesn't follow a rule book, ain't that true? Understanding such combinations can help you strengthen your relations and improve your love language. I thought compassionate love wouldn't be between two people, but general compassion for the other, but I guess that falls under agape, the selfless love for others. Before I move on, I want to look into the article that says there's only 7 types of love. Like, which one does it exclude? Is it the mania, or does it have a completely different kind of categorization? Okay, first one it says is eros. So far it's the same. Philia, affectionate, friendly love. Storge, unconditional familial love. Agape, selfless, universal love. Ludus, playful, flirtatious love. Okay, so far so good. Pragma, committed, long-lasting love. And finally, Philautia, self-love. Ah, yes, I can see. I was right. They excluded mania, the obsessive kind of love. Because, yeah, the other article did say that the latest findings say there are signs of unhealthy or toxic relationships, which I don't think is necessarily true. Of course, I think the mania is the most represented in media when it comes to, for example, yandere characters. The Japanese call them yandere, the obsessed ones, the ones who only want to be with their senpai, their significant other, and don't want anyone else near them, and they are willing to go to very big extremes. So I can see how obsessive love mania can have a very negative connotation, but nevertheless, I don't think we should discard its existence, especially since it has been defined in ancient Greek times. Okay, let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Alright, the gift giving. So, I feel like giving someone a gift for Valentine's Day or whatever, Friendship Day, White Day, whatever you may be celebrating on this occasion, it's not something that you should feel pressured to or obligated to, however you wanna call it. It should not feel mandatory, and there shouldn't be like an expectation of a certain value associated with the gift. After all, you may have heard this saying that the most precious gift you can give someone is your time. Being able to spend time with someone, whether it's going out on a walk, going to see a movie, you know, doing a Discord call, hang out in VR, gaming together, whatever you can think of, I think is a great gift on its own. Of course, you can show appreciation and affection from someone through material gifts, but the main point I want to make is that you should not feel obligated, you should not reprimand someone for not giving you a gift. You should not feel entitled to it. And most importantly, it shouldn't be one-sided, so the pressure should not just be on one side to give the gift and the other just to think and smile and, you know. From this point of view, I guess it's nice that the Japanese, when they adopted Valentine's Day, they made it one day for women, one day for men. Of course, the true winners here are the manufacturers and the merchants who sell gifts, chocolate or other small gifts, you know. In fact, in Valentine's Day tradition in Japan, women give chocolate to men. However, there's two types of chocolates. The Honmei choco, which you give to your romantic interest, and the Giri choco, which is I don't know, I don't think there's a proper translation from it. It's like a polite chocolate, obligation chocolate, and it's something women give to friends, to co-workers, bosses, and so on. Male ones, of course. And this is also, I guess just by the name, you can see how it sparked some controversy, how some companies actually wanted to ban this practice because they didn't want women to feel pressured to give their male co-workers chocolate and risk offending them if they don't. And I think this is again just my personal opinion. Why should it just be women who give chocolate to men? Why can it be the other way around? And you know, in this day and age, you know, we have same-sex relationships, we have, you know, gender fluids and neutral genders, non-binaries. How would that work in this case? And on White Day, yeah, the men returned the favor, but I wonder why they couldn't just have it all in one day. Of course, like I said, the merchants are the real winners here, you know. Don't give chocolate just to one person, your significant other. Also give chocolate to your co-workers and friends. And don't just give gifts on February 14th, also give gifts on March 14th. But I think the idea is that if you truly care for someone, if you want to show appreciation for them, whether it's through small gestures or just physical gifts, you should do it on just any other day. But still, I'm glad that there is a day like Valentine's Day, because in this day and age, there's so many things going on. We are so busy, we are so distracted by all kinds of things. Slowing down and truly focusing on the ones we care about is important. And what I'm trying to say here is that you should show attention, you should show affection to your special someone on any day, but if you can't do it on every day, at least do it on special occasions such as this, on Valentine's Day. Hope that made sense, and I wasn't just rambling and saying stupid things. Like I said, I'm currently not in a relationship, but these are my thoughts that I gathered over the years and things that I have observed, and this is my way of thinking, and I wanted to share it with the world. For my closing thoughts, so far I realize I mostly concentrated on couples maybe, but as I said in the beginning, if you spend it alone, there's no shame in it. There's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to feel bad about. If you don't spend it with a special someone, with a romantic interest, it's still valid. If you just want to watch your favorite movie, series, read your favorite book, comic book, manga, watch your favorite anime, play your favorite video game, it's all perfectly valid. Let me tell you how my day went. For example, I of course went to work, but I also got a chance to do a watch along with one of my streamers that I follow. We watched Mean Girls, the 2004 version. It was pretty funny. I can't believe I slept on that movie. It was great. I can see why people love it. I also managed to listen to some karaoke. After the stream, I managed to I will move on and actually moderate for another streamer who's also having a Valentine's Day special, spending the time with her community, and I have to say I feel lucky enough to be part of that community. And later on I may also watch some of my friends play their games on stream. Maybe I'll catch up on another movie. What I'm trying to say is, it's probably easy to look at all the happy couples and all the romance and feel like you're missing out on something, and I think you shouldn't be looking at it that way. You can have a very nice day. You don't need to spend Valentine's Day like the traditional way, is what I'm trying to say, is that you absolutely have to have someone. And of course, if you have someone, if you want to go on a date, go ahead and do it. But if you don't have a date, that's also perfectly fine. Don't despair. Don't be impatient. That will just lead to mistakes. But more importantly, love others. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. And try to share that love with as many people as possible. Once again, I am Ginkgo, the silver fox, the kitsune with the silver fur and the golden heart. And I wish you all a lovely rest of your day, wherever you may be. Happy Valentine's Day, happy Friendship Day, happy Love Day. Thank you all for listening, for tuning in. And remember, spread positivity, spread some love today, spread some kindness. Signing off.